Kerenga Kua, who is a lawyer by profession, says the finger-pointing between Papua New Guinea and Australia has to stop. Papua New Guinea volunteered to support the solution to this global problem, subject to laws, treaties and regulations. However, it is now faced with more responsibilities, and the United Nations must provide a limited definition of refugees to eliminate threats.
The war created a diaspora. Everybody went out. When the war finished, they were all coming in. And the definition of the word refugee was defined in that kind of climate. Now things have changed. People now are running away from their country. They're not coming in, they are running away from their own countries. So the United Nations and perhaps the Papua New Guinea government and the Australian government should combine to ask the United Nations to look at the definition of the word refugee one more time.
Kua explains threats to refugees are diminished once they flee to the neighboring countries. If they move further away, they should not be classified as refugees.
Then the law must say that they cease to be refugees, because when they do that, they are hopping from country to find a desirable country. They have now classified themselves as economic refugees. They are looking for an improved lifestyle. They're not actually running away from a threat. So from that moment, the moment they run into the borders of a first country, they are refugees. But as they pass the first country and run into a second country, they should be classified as non-refugees. Because at that point in time, they should be deemed to become economic refugees, which is not refugee within the definition given in the convention.
He says refugees should not be given the right to nominate the final destination, a decision which rests solely with the host nation.
Because, you see, the threat to us exists the minute we're in Solomon Islands, the nearest country on that side of the border. So we're another foreign country. We enjoy the protection of that country now. So the danger that forced us to flee exists. That's why I'm encouraging government of Papua New Guinea and government of Australia to force the matter, because it's become an international phenomenon. Somebody has to do something about it. And it should begin with the way a refugee is classified. And a limitation be stamped on it to say that the minute you run past the first country at your border.
All these problems could have been avoided if only the word refugee was defined clearly. This would allow countries like Papua New Guinea, Australia or Nauru to strengthen the monitoring and surveillance on the border and the type of visa to be granted.
Redefining the term refugee. I'm asking that now that we are faced with this trouble and having to cope and deal with it at considerable expense and trouble here, we have an entitlement to go up to the United Nations and say that they must relook at what constitutes a refugee. So a lot of these people, if you have that definition, they would have come out of Iraq, Iran, somewhere out there, Africa. They've run 5, 6 countries already to end up in Papua New Guinea, Australia. But if you apply this definition, the minute they leave the first country at their border, they're no longer refugees.
Fabian Haklitz, National EMTV News.